And this right here is him on a good day, smiling. Take a look. This is Old, Bald, Bitter, and Alone, Part 2. This is in response to Part 1. If you haven't seen it, look at it from yesterday. This is his comment here. It's funny, this woman make a living bashing BM, yet she's old, bald, bitter, and alone. All right. So I want you to go check out that video because this is the one in which I expound and delve in a lot deeper. So I had an epiphany and I wanted to give a shout out to this young lady who says, I hate how people do that old thing. It's like, okay, so dying young is a flex. And somebody else commented about how the group with the lowest life expectancy, of course, they're going to spend the most time complaining about. So listen, pay attention. Is the goal to be a young, pretty corpse so that you're laying there in the coffin with more years in you left unlived? And that, I mean, just think about the type of people who clown age, because we're all going to get older, hopefully. But yes, I showed you yesterday about their lowered life expectancy. And no, take a look at this. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. This, do you see this? This right here is a screenshot I took. This is supposedly me. Look at this. Ah! No. So you know those filters that make you look older? One of those filters, they said this one. And I said, no, but hey, I mean, I can only hope to grow old gracefully. However, my mother died 41. I want to ride this life till the wheels fall off. I want to get old and wrinkly. Like, I don't know what age. Now, if this is 102, all right, I could go for that. But it. Point being, life is not promised to any of us. Growing old is a gift. We have so much wisdom and so much that it's like we exchange youth for experience. There's this saying that how youth is wasted on the young. But I can feel myself as I'm entering into the full part of adulthood, the amount of clarity and focus. And this is part of the reason that so many of these men are angry at the videos that I make. But I digress. You see me here sitting before you with no foundation, no concealer, just my beautiful skin. And yes, the vitamin E will be available this winter. I'm working on it behind the scenes so that you can have skin like mine. However, I know that this is not going to last forever. So while I am young and pretty and beautiful and my skin is tight and taut, I want to ride this life till the wheels come off. When I'm in that corpse, I want to be old and wrinkly, and I want my bones to be weathered, and I want my eyes to have seen, and I want to have lived. My mother never lived past 41, so when these people try to call me old, I don't take it to heart because, God willing, if the universe allows, please, I look forward to the day. Look, we're not going to all be young and pretty forever, but what do we exchange our days for? Back to this video, because what is he exchanging his days for? Let's go to point 2. Bald? I talked a little bit about this yesterday, but listen, I like my hair short, and look at me. I look gorgeous and amazing. I don't want anything covering up these bone structures. I don't. And I wonder, what is it that has him on the internet purporting whose standard of beauty? Because as we know from our ancestors that we have, first of all, we're from a hot continent. For those of you who believe that we are in the diaspora from Africa, we're from a hot continent where women shave their hair low in many a tribe. But whose standard of beauty is it? Where were the people from where it was so cold in those Caucasus Mountains that they had to drape their fur-like hair over themselves to keep them warm? So it's like you think that it's a flex purporting another man's standard of beauty? Oh, the irony. And then bitter. Angry, hurt, resentful because of one's bad experiences or a sense of unjust. Angry and unhappy because they cannot forget about bad things that happened in the past, etc. So to me, bitter sounds like a person who is unhealed. I don't want to bring his picture back up again, right? But let's just talk. What is his evidence that I am unhealed? You know, we talk a lot about mental health on my channel. We often have call-in shows where we talk about what it is that we're doing. I am a trained life coach, and I have groups behind the scenes in which I coach weekly. Plus the work that I have done in this field and on myself, I know what the healing that I have done. I know also that in minority communities like the Black community, even Latinos and many Asians as well, have issues. The old school people have issues against therapy. They're just not partaking. And when it comes to men, they partake even less. So who is he and what is his qualification to assert that I am bitter and unhealed? The women who come to my page who understand what it is that I'm doing. The women understand what it is that we're doing here on this platform, but yet he's unhappy here and stays. He won't go. He continues to roll about, slithering from post to post, writing up his insults, trying to denigrate women in the comments. Methinks you is the one that is bitter, sir. Methinks you are the one who has not done the internal work. Methinks you are the one who needs to spend less time on the internet haranguing women and more time investing on the inside so that you can become the type of man that women would want to be with, not the ones that come to your home, see what it looks like, and leaves. And lastly, let's address alone. Women who don't marry or have children are consistently the happiest group in the population. Women are happier without children or a spouse, says happiness expert. And this is something I found in my search that I was not expecting. Look at this. They are asserting that 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 44 will be single and childless by 2030. And that's just 7 years in the future. Like, women all over are voting with our uteri. Somebody take a look at this. Somebody take a look at this. Cam says that's because men will take care of a homeless woman. Nobody gives a crap about a homeless man once he's burned all his bridges. And I write back to him, why should anyone take care of a person who has burnt all his bridges? I mean, are you all hearing this? A man who is taking care of a homeless woman, he's taking care of her because he wants some of that homeless snatch. That's what he wants. He's not doing it out of the kindness of his heart. He's doing it from the throbbing of his Do you all know what the data is for homelessness in the United States by race and gender? Let's go take a gander. Look at this. African Americans make up 13% of the general population, but more than 40% of homelessness. Whites and Asians are significantly underrepresented. And I want to show you that graph. Hold on. Just so that you could get a sense of how disproportionate it is. Look. You see this right here? This large area right here are black. And then just zoom in if you have to. And then you have the other races. This right here are the mixed race. So these biracial children that are growing up, angry at their black father going around out there and acting the fool. This is that other portion. Oh, now let's look at by gender. Men make up 70% of the homeless, while women make up 29%. Which means the vast majority of homeless people in this country are black men. Now tell me in the comments below, why do you think that is?